Your previously held beliefs are going to be greatly challenged by this. And when it's used by expert manipulators upon an unsuspecting populace, a captive audience, and that would be school children, of course. I mean, there's other settings as well, but that would be an obvious one that anybody would recognize. The purpose is to generate a mob mentality. That's the goal, the long-term goal, aimed at reversing previously accepted values. Thus, truth is turned against a person, just like many of our constitutional guarantees are turned against us. Freedom of speech. Well, everybody thought they knew what that meant, and now we're hearing that, hey, freedom of speech is meant to protect the pornographer. It's not meant to protect somebody speaking about God or Christianity. Mm-hmm. So that's cognitive dissonance when a person is brought to court and slapped with a fine for what he thinks was exercising his freedom of speech, and suddenly he realizes, wait a minute, the pornographer has more freedom of speech than I do, but he's got to get that far in his thinking to realize he's a victim of cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance is a form of mental coercion. It's not quite like brainwashing, and it's not quite subliminal advertising. It's more like setting a person up for a psychological fall. It plays with your mind by pitting, various perceived authorities against each other. And it's a hard one to wrap your mind around, but once you get it, you get it. You really do get it.
Well,
and
yeah, because then, I mean, they want us to feud with each other, but isn't it actually more productive for them to get us to feud with ourselves in the conditioning process? Because that's where they break us down to make us more, able or willing to suck up what they're going to program us with next.
Exactly. If you don't agree with, I don't know, name your poison, I don't care if it's abortion or same-sex marriage or whatever it is.
Name your issue.
Right, name your issue, fill in the blank. If you don't agree with that, global warming or whatever, then you're intolerant. And so say it's in a church, and they're going to say they're against abortion. Well, then the teacher comes along, say, to the child and says, that is a very intolerant thing. Would your church condone intolerance? And, of course, the child or teenager would say, well, no, my church would never condone intolerance. Doesn't Jesus tell us not to throw the first stone? Did he condone intolerance? And so pretty soon this kid is going, what the heck? This happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
You see, and that's where, and many adults are caught in it, too, because it's maybe coming from a professional moderator on TV. It's a talk show they've seen millions of times, and the moderator is suddenly coming out with this stuff. And, like a Larry King or somebody of that stature. I'm not saying he himself. I'm just talking about somebody of that stature, a household name. And they're like, oh, my gosh, maybe I am intolerant. Maybe I am inflexible. Maybe I am. And then, yes, you're fighting with yourself.
And then double whammy. Then they get to drug you.
Oh yeah. Then you go to a psychiatrist, or they say, well, maybe you're mental. No, first they drop the suggestion. You need counseling.
Are you feeling okay?
No, you need counseling. Now, they don't say you need a psychiatrist, but no. Nobody will come. Well, they might, but very rarely these days do they come out with that. They'll say, I think you could benefit with counseling. Well, then you'll take it from there and go see a psychiatrist. Because, and even many of your seminarians are first trained in psychology now. You got to remember that. But that's our churches have really been turned around. They've been turned more towards psychology than theology. So, all right, so then you go get some counseling. And pretty soon you come home not knowing what you thought you knew 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And then you go back and you say, I'm feeling even worse than I was before. I'm so depressed, and I'm so mixed up, and I'm so confused, and I'm so angry, maybe this drug will help you. Then you're hooked. Then you're done for.
Yeah.
Because pretty soon you're taking that drug. Well, there's some side effects. So you go back and they say, well, if that is giving you kind of feelings of being agitated, let's give you some Valium to calm you down, a tranquilizer or something to calm you down. We'll just introduce that. So you go home, you take that too. And then, oh my gosh, I'm falling asleep practically at the wheel. I can't stay awake in meetings or whatever it is. And so then you go back and say, you know what, I think there's something a little wrong. I'm still depressed, of course, and I'm still upset and angry, and here you've given me this thing to calm me down, but now I'm falling asleep. Say, well, I'll tell you what, anger, now that's a whole different issue. We need to try an antipsychotic. Well, pretty soon now you're taking an antipsychotic, you're taking something for an antidepressant and a tranquilizer. So then you go back and you say, I'm still really terribly agitated. I'm just so upset by all of this. And they say, well, now wait a minute, maybe pretty soon you've got so many drugs, your brains are scrambled eggs.
So, yes, you have the physical symptoms, the emotional symptoms that you're experiencing now. Then they can send the agitators at you. Now you have a so-called mental illness diagnosis. And when there is a situation, you're completely discredited.
That's it. Because if anybody gets hold of the fact that you have gone to a psychiatrist and that you have availed yourself of any of these medications, and don't kid yourself, that HIPAA law is just a bunch of you-know-what. I mean, by the time I get home from the pharmacist, I've got spam that says, would you like that drug cheaper?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if it's an antibiotic or what it is. I've got spam. So that means they're hacking into the computers. How would I have that spam otherwise?
Or if they have people on the inside in every single issue, as evidence tonight, it would make sense that they have people inside the psychology industry.